I think we've needed it for a long time. I think we need more of it.
Don't be afraid to look for a resource. We all need help. Children are difficult and challenging and wonderful, and we should be using all the resources we can to be the best parents we can be. What I think is incredible is that model now has been taken out of that residential environment and is being adapted and utilized in schools, in families' own homes, in a variety of settings. And I think the key is that it's all grounded in teaching skills, and it's all grounded in the belief and the capacity for children and families to change.
For me, as a longtime family teacher, having this resource that accessible to that many people is magic. It's not that what we do is magic, but it's just common sense parenting, really. What people have said is good parenting, or is just like, I don't mean to repeat myself, but common sense parenting, that people have described it for years and years, but we just break it down into the steps and the skills, and we explain it carefully in a way that maybe ordinarily throughout our day we don't go into that much detail about how do I get from here to here. This is what I want to see, and it really just lays out a map, honestly, that you can follow, and you can pick and choose the steps that you're comfortable with. If you think something doesn't work for you, that's fine, but there's at least a map that you can follow that can give you some directions and give you a chance at understanding what it is you're doing.
I think it's extremely beneficial. If you were to tell parents, I know that you're struggling to get your kids to school, I have a resource for you online that could help you with a lot of these things, they would grab it up quickly, because everyone realizes that you need assistance, but you don't know where to look for it.
I absolutely think that parenting skills have diminished over the years, and that's because of so many social factors, and that the more resources there are to help parents parent, the better. I think that in specific, being able to simply teach the teaching family model to parents would be absolutely a excellent resource to tap into.
Yeah, and I also think that having it online for some parents who are vulnerable or in situations that having people come into their home and be there can be quite daunting. So having a resource where they can access and tune in when they need to, or when they're needing a bit of a pep talk or any of those sort of things, will be really beneficial for those families. I also think that having something where you can, because it can be overwhelming, because we're basically asking you to teach in a different way, parent in a different way, and so by having it online, they can just access that. So it's accessibility for the people who need it the most.
I use Smarter Parenting for homework and family therapy. I let them know that they can save some money in therapy costs by reviewing the lessons. So, just because we do something in session doesn't mean you take all that home with you. You take nuggets. But if I can say, I'd like for you to watch the video on communication, or watch the video on observe and describe. And this week, I just want you to practice observe and describe. Or this week, write down 5 behaviors that you saw, and go back and just write down what you could say instead of, oh, that was so mean, or why are you always picking on your sister, and just find a few other ways to say that. So it's great for therapeutic homework, if you will, or therapeutic assignments for parents, because we need practice too as parents. And so the real work happens when you're in the home. So I find these very helpful to use with family therapy.
I think it's perfect in a world where technology is all the rage, in a world where if you don't have a big PC on your desk, you have your cell phone, and there's Wi-Fi in limitless places. So to have it readily accessible, I mean, depending on whatever the issue is, you could be in a store, frustration, all right, let me get online, get a quick, okay, all right, I'll use this step right here, right now, because we're in the store, I can't, rah, so let me just, all right, take a breath, let me look, reflect, and then let me try to apply this real quick so that we can move on.